I believe Morgan Spurlock had a variety of different purposes for creating Supersize Me, and I think by incorporating all these different factors, this led to the great success the documentary had. One purpose that Spurlock had was to entertain the audience. By keeping their engagement, he was able to pass his message to viewers with ease. One way he did this was by using the performative mode. It got the viewers involved and prevented any boredom. Another factor was the use of animation. The informality of the documentary attracts the modern-day viewer. Other purposes of the documentary include raising awareness of the consequences obesity can have on an individual. One of the ways the host accomplished this was by using real-life participants who were suffering from a related issue. This helped raise awareness as people can visually see the impact fast food has. Supersize Me was also a documentary made to educate its audience, consisting of the help of experts throughout. They provided factual information about the nutritional background behind it all, such as necessary vitamins, effects of fatty foods, etc. Whilst editing his documentary, Spurlock made use of archival footage that would fit his topic of obesity and help achieve his main purposes. By using footage of a patient undergoing a bypass surgery, Spurlock was able to shock the audience whilst also fascinating them. I doubt most members of the public have seen this graphic with their own eyes, so this would be a first. The use of graphic footage added to the entertainment factor of the doc. He included footage from a conference held in Washington by the Health and Human Services, who explained that 17,000 Americans now have type 2 diabetes and that medical costs have doubled in the past 5 years. This footage helped the educational part of his talk, as he was able to use information that from professionals who know the topic to a great extent. Archival footage allows the viewers to get some historical background on the spoken topic. This still is of Bert Robbins, founder of Baskin & Robbins. It was included while explaining the consequences excessive eating has. The voiceover states that he died aged 51 of a heart attack. This inclusion definitely helped raise awareness of the consequences obesity has. Personally, I think Supersize Me is targeted to everyone. Obesity is a global issue that doesn't only affect one specific group. Morgan used different methods to reach the different types of audiences. The Vox Pop was effective because it used ordinary American citizens off the street to explain their own experiences with eating. The viewer can relate with these people and so trust what is being said. During the documentary, Morgan investigated the issue of nutritional availability in schools. This attracts American parents because they care about the well-being of their child and want to know what they are eating on a daily basis. Graphics used in this documentary not only act as a cost-benefit mechanism, but also help engage a younger audience. It allows children and teenagers to hear the narrative with a better understanding, so they encode the message. I believe the codes and conventions used in a documentary dictate whether it succeeds in its success it has or not. Spurlock used statistics in his documentary. They provided visual information on the obesity crisis in America. An audience admires statistical information because it gives them the realization of an issue, in this case, obesity in America, in a numerical form. A better understanding is provided, which makes viewers think harder. Spurlock used experts in his documentary. These professionals helped get the message across as they show a sense of authority alongside their credit appearing on screen. The audience trusts what is being said, so encode the message. Mise-en-scène is an important factor when making a documentary, in the sense that it makes the location more believable and helps fit the topic. In this specific example, a desk, books and a computer are included in the shot to give the impression that the expert works in an office. Mise-en-scène encourages the viewer to trust the expert's word in this context. Every documentary made for entertainment purposes should include a title sequence. This engages the audience and gives the film a brand. Morgan includes animation of Ronald McDonald, which informs viewers on what the documentary will be focusing on. The music used also links to the theme, which is also a common convention used in this documentary making. Morgan Spurlock's documentation doesn't follow the 6-mode theory that Bill Nuttall suggested every documentary has to fit into. Supersize Me and most documentaries consist of numerous modes which reach out to different types of audiences. The participatory mode is where the host almost becomes a character in the documentary. Morgan used this to directly address his audience and help get his point across. The infamous "Supersize Me" line sets the tone for this film and creates a hype for the viewers. Supersize Me also included the performative mode, as the main purpose of the documentary was to investigate the effects McDonald's has on the body. By taking part himself, Morgan gets more involved with the topic. I think by incorporating this mode, Spurlock was able to portray more of reality to his audience with the help of home videos. Spurlock also used the reflexive mode while filming. He wanted to present his truth about the effects McDonald's food has. A popular convention of the reflexive is to make the audience aware that he is making a documentary. An example is when Morgan is constantly trying to get in touch with Lisa Howard for an interview. The narrative of a documentary is important because it all adds up to tell a story to the audience. The host was able to show a distinctive beginning, middle and end by doing this. Supersize Me has a linear narrative as Morgan documents his experience via home diaries each day. This is a clear indicator that the documentary follows a chronological order as we see his health progressively getting worse. The host's purpose was to educate his viewers on the issue of obesity. The McDonald's diet was just his way of getting the message across for entertainment purposes. Morgan Spurlock actually had a number of things he investigated during the documentary, such as corporate responsibility and nutrition in schools, making this a multi-strand documentary. This documentary has an open narrative because there wasn't a question to be fully answered. Spurlock was investigating the fast food industry as a whole, but had no defiant topic to resolve. The final narrative, who do you want to see go first, you or them, leaves it to the audience to think for themselves.